Hello, 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 YouTube. I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone's great. My apologies for running slowly behind. Today we're kicking it a little different. Chris, do you want to say hello while I set up on Facebook? Hey, Chris, you're mute. You're mute. Hold on. Chris, you're mute on your side. I'm asking you to unmute. You're muted, bro. It says it's you. It says you're on mute, bro. Chris, you have your speakers are off. I can't hear you, bro. I can't hear you at all, bro. It says you have your speakers off on your computer. Hello, everybody on Facebook. Hello, hello, hello. I'm having Chris with a little technical difficulties right now. It's my computer's saying that he has muted it on his side, but he's saying no. But it says he is muted, and it says it's him. I see your lips moving, but that's it. That's all I could see. I'm sorry. I don't know any sign language. Maybe somebody on air knows. I'll call you on the phone, bro. You got no computer savvy, bro.
Hey.
Do you see that? You're muted.
Dude, it's the same button. It's the same button I always pick.
All right. Maybe log you off. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. My apologies. We're going to try this again. I'm going to start it. Okay. Chris, are you able to click on it?
Just ended. Motherfucker. EID. Let me go back.
What is it? CCOSCIA 94 at
Yahoo. Hang on, I'm rejoining.
Hold on, let me see. Go ahead, say something.
Can you hear me now? No.
Nope.
Hang on, join audio by computer. Can you hear me through the phone but not the computer?
Yeah, I hear you, but it's going. It keeps reverbing back now.
That's all right. I'll figure it out. If not, oh well.
All right.
Because there's only one mute button. It's right here, right next to my video button.
So I'm looking at mine.
And I saw the host request. Unmuted.
Nope. It says you're still muted. All right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? At least? Can you hear me, Chris? I can't even hear you on your phone anymore.
Well, I mean, reverb. Hey, let me try this. Or no?
What?
Can you hear me, or are you just getting reverb?
I'm hearing you. I just sent you another invite. You want to see if you can open up that invite?
Yeah, I guess. There's only one mute button here.
Sorry, everybody.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you on my phone.
I'm going to mute that.
I got nothing from you, bro. It says it's still muted on your end. Oh, well, keep playing with it. Let's see what you can get. But you can hear me at least, right? All right. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to Security Tales. And my apologies for that. Chris again is at home, and we're dealing with some issues on his end. For some unknown reason, it's stating that he's muted. So, first, I just want to say hello, everyone, and welcome to Security Tales, where today we're switching up the script, and hopefully Chris could correct his little mute there, or we're gonna have to go back and forth on the phone. But we're going to have some fun. We're going to share some laughs and celebrate a little thing in life that makes us smile. No crime, no drama today, just good vibes, positive energy, and some timeless quotes to brighten your day. I'm your host, Felipe Montero. And of course, we got Chris over there that's on the computer screen over there, which we can't hear. But go ahead, Chris, take your phone off mute. Now I can't even hear your phone. Is your phone off?
Every button there is.
Oh, there it is.
I was trying to get the computer. I was looking to get the computer working. I pressed every freaking button there is.
Yeah, for some reason it's saying yours is muted over. So, Chris, say hi to everybody.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? Hope I don't sound too much like shit.
Oh, you sounded. So, listen, everybody, sit back, relax, and let's dive into some everyday wisdom and stories that remind us of how wonderful life truly is. Hey, Chris, shut it off when I'm speaking because it's coming back. All right. So when I'll just look up and go ahead and tell you, and you can turn it on so you could say your crap. So obviously we got Chris on that's on the air. It seems like lately since he's been at home, we're dealing with some little tech issues with him and his computer and you know, whatever. We're trying to get it fixed, but at this time he's still having an issue. So today I want to share why I'm here doing this podcast. And I want to discuss with life is a gift, something's precious that we often take for granted. Every single day we wake up is a new opportunity and a fresh chance to embrace joy, kindness, and gratitude. So these past podcasts that we've been having, I've been blessed. Of course, having an old friend of mine, you know, Chris, you know, he's like family, known him my whole life, basically it. And then I've had some great individuals that are basically been streamlining onto the podcast and coming on. I have a lot of other people, but also what I've been dealing with is a lot of friends and others that watch the podcast. I want them to understand we're doing this just to speak about what we believe in, which everyone has the opportunity. It's not an argument. It's not me and Chris have no intentions of coming after anybody or slandering anyone. And to be honest with you, if you feel slandered and we say something like this person's a piece of shit, if the person's a piece of shit, We're saying he's a piece of shit. We're not saying you have to think they are. It is what it is. And for those of you that have known me, know I live a non-filtered life. Either I like you, or I don't. One thing that I've always taken into consideration is when someone's behind me, you're always going to be behind me, because guess what? I'm not going to have you in front of me, because I'll never put you on that status to be part of me ever again. And any of my associations that are true, my associations will feel the same also. So this isn't anything about it. So I decided today, I kind of just wanted to chill out and kind of just every day I always hear these quotes, and every day I always hear these things, and I always wonder, what the heck? Where did those come from? And Chris had asked me what today's podcast was going to be on. And I was like, there's some quotes that I never understood where they came from. So Chris, when we discussed that earlier, what'd you think about that changing up? Your phone's off again, Chris.
No, I was just double checking. I clicked every button again. No, I think it's good. You know, give a little comedy relief to these people.
All right. I don't know if it's comedy relief or if it's kind of my senseless wisdom, as you would say, or if you were here in person, that you, as you say, I say a lot of words incorrectly, but in your mind, they might be wrong. But in my mind, I know they're said right. No comment, Chris?
I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone to Webster's Dictionary.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. So our time here isn't meant to be spent in anger or frustration. So I was trying to figure out how to write this, but in celebration of what we have and what we will receive. It's about appreciating the small blessings, the love of family and friends, the beauty of nature, and the simple joys that make life meaningless. I believe in praising the Lord Jesus Christ for his grace, mercy, and boundless love. He is the reason we find hope, strength, and purpose every day. So as we go through life's ups and downs, let's remember to thank him for his goodness and trust in his plan. And listen, I'm not trying to push religion. I just want to tell you that it's just something that I personally believe in, as stated. I don't know about Chris, but I know I have strong beliefs in the Lord upstairs. And Chris, any comment? You just sit there, and I caught a smirk.
No smirk. I mean, shit. I went to a Catholic high school, brother.
Don't blame me with a good time.
I believe in God. I just don't believe in man on earth so much.
Oh, so you see, we'll discuss the space shuttle stuff later again. Don't worry. So listen, I am just gonna move on to this because I find this so interesting. Now let's have some fun with a few everyday quotes, where they come from, what they mean, and maybe a little story behind them. Now, Chris, I always remember this through all my failures, through everything. Every time I try something, somebody always says to me, I shouldn't say I hear it anymore, but I used to a long time. It says, the best things in life are free. What do you think that means?
Love, kindness, you know, a nice day, you know, waking up in the morning, going to sleep, your family, your friends, all that shit's free.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the phrase reminds us that love, friendship, and happiness cost nothing, but mean everything. And I'd like to touch on that because sometimes we don't realize when we go and we get in an argument or a fight with a close friend or a wife or a husband, and then we realize sometimes in the end tail of it all, maybe we took 100% of the blame of that, or possibly a partial blame of it, because we incite more of the argument. We're looking to just, you know what, screw that. I'm not going to lose this fight. I'm just going to go and go and go and get into this. So sometimes I like to sit there and look at this phrase now. And I actually wrote it down in my notebook, and I've been looking at it. The best things in life are free. You know, every day we walk out, like today, that's all I've been hearing. I went to go buy an apple. Everyone's like, oh my God, today's so beautiful. It's not raining anymore. It's so beautiful. Guess what? That was free. That was absolutely free today. for you to be that happy that this weather has changed and now blessed you with a great day. That's awesome. No comment on that, Chris?
It's fine. Yeah, it's all free. The good things are free. Nobody appreciates it, but maybe sometimes we'll try.
All right. So my second one is, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Go for it, Chris. Don't type shit up, man. Tell me. Don't type shit up.
I have friggin' like 60 phrases already ready to go.
All right. I only have a few, and I was hoping you had some. All right.
Yeah,
So
none of them. Yeah, no, I got it. None of them are super great, but you know what? A lot of these phrases are just people trying to I don't know, turn something into a positive.
So, but
most of them don't make sense, but
hold on a second. But this is pretty interesting that you said that. And I realized, because it was you and you were going to say something like that. So when life gives you lemons and make lemonade, it was a cheerful way to say, turn challenges into opportunities. And it was popularized at this time in 1910 to encourage optimism. Now, what happened in 1910, Chris? Long pause, everybody. 1910, Chris.
A lot of things.
What?
I don't know. You tell me.
I was asking you to tell me, bro. If I wanted to do a podcast all by myself, I would have wrote it all down. I'm asking you.
Well, let's keep in mind, anybody listen to this podcast, he told me what we were talking about 20 minutes ago.
And when do you call me, Chris? 20 minutes before now, when before you would come in.
I know. I called you hours ago. Call me Wednesday night. All right. 1910 is a big year. What happened?
What happened in 1910?
Yes.
Jesus. I think in 1910, what happened? The Boy Scout of America was founded, correct? And it was also the year, the return of Halley's Comet. It was the Albanian Revolt. It was the death of King Edward VII. It was the ascension of King George V to the British throne. It was the Declaration of Independence of Montenegro. It was also the year also marked the beginning of Mexican Revolution and the major shift in the film industry and Hollywood becoming dominant force. Is there anything I'm missing?
All right, so I should have known all those things, and I'm sure 100 other. Yeah, let's see. There was also the let's see if my memory serves me correctly. Korea was annexed by Japan.
Oh, well, it was Japan and Korea, just so you know. If you're gonna look it up, make sure you look up both. It was Japan. It was Japan annexed Korea.
No, Korea annexed by Japan. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Officially annexed.
Oh. So you said it so much different.
All right. Well, you try to correct little stuff. All right. How about the Great Fire of 1910?
I didn't know the Great Fire. These are the things I didn't know.
All right. How about the Los Angeles Times bombing? That was a big one.
See, I didn't know that.
Killing 21 people and injuring many others.
Now, where was that?
Los Angeles Times bombing. I'm guessing Los Angeles.
Well, I can understand it's in Los Angeles, but where in Los Angeles? Was it in a facility, or was it just like, hey, let's just bomb the street?
No, at the Los Angeles Times building.
Oh,
the actual
okay.
Building back when newspapers were big.
I did not know this. Okay, so 1910 was a big year. So when life gives you lemons, let's make lemonade.
And I'm sure if you were born, it was a big year for you too.
Listen, you want to know what the sad part is? My father was born 1900. We should bring my mom on. He might remember it.
How about this? Let's jump to 1912 real quick, because Nabisco made its first Oreo cookie, and that's really freaking important.
Oh, God. Oh, God. In case you didn't hear that, 1912 Oreo cookie was made by Frisco, and Chris was very excited for that. All right. Let's move on. A penny for your thoughts. You can keep it
And
on. Yeah, go ahead. A penny for your thoughts. It's not echoing back, so you can keep it on.
all right, I don't know. That's just kind of a silly expression. You know, it's kind of saying that your thoughts are only worth a penny in a sort of way too.
Well, my comment
Kinda
was
like,
it's from the 16th century. It's a sweet way to ask someone what they're thinking about because their thoughts are valuable. So when you're saying it's silly, that might be something at the right time that you say it to someone that's not in the right place of mind and you're asking them, and that might mean something to them. So it might be a little wholesome.
well, it kind of works off of my 2 cents. What is when you say, "Hey, I want to put my 2 cents in," right? So what you do? What are you saying? You're saying, "I want to put my 2 cents in," not that, "Hey, I want to put my 2 cents in, and this is what's going on." You know, Donald Trump's not going to say that because his thoughts are worth in his mind a lot more than 2 cents. So
What's up,
my two
Tommy?
cents is my 2 cents is kind of saying that.
See,
know,
now
I'm
I
just
think
putting
that's
it.
rude. I think when someone says, let me put my 2 cents in, I think it's just like you saying, well, you bring no value to my conversation. Shut up.
No.
That's how I look at it.
No. I am saying to you, like you're talking about one of your problems. You're talking about a problem, and I say to you, let me put my 2 cents in. I'm trying to, tell you what's what without, pushing my thoughts on you so hard. I'm trying to like say in a nice way, my 2 cents on it are this. So if anything, I'm demeaning myself, not you.
See, I would have taken it different. Tommy actually says, brother, have you got a dime? I have no idea where in the hell that's from. You ever hear that one?
What was it again? Have you got what?
He wrote, brother, have you got a dime? I've never heard that before.
No.
I don't even know. Is that something from Texas? Did Tommy just make that up? Or is that what vagrants say to us when we're walking down the street? Chris, I've never heard of that. I think Tommy's just making up shit now.
Well, here's a good one that you can't judge a book by its cover.
Damn right. And I know that because, to be honest with you, when I got into the security field and after meeting individuals, they literally, and I swear to God, have come up to me and apologized and said, you're nothing like I thought you looked. And I'm like, what? So I guess you can't judge a book by its cover. Where did it come from, though? Where did it originate from?
I didn't look up the history as well. I did see that in my Google search to look up the history as well, but let me see if I can find the history. You can't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge a book by its cover. It just, yeah. I didn't. I have that on something else. The history of them all.
Huh. So how about this one? Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Anyone, what does that mean? I just want to hear what you think it means.
You know, I think it means?
Yeah.
It's kind of obvious. Don't, if you think you won, if you think you have something in your pocket, if you think, if you think something's a done deal, it's not done a deal until you actually have it. It's kind of like, all these people say, yeah, I made $2,000 yesterday in the stock market. And I say, well, you haven't made a penny until you take it out. So,
okay.
Kind of like that.
So this was under the Aesop's fable. Did I say that right? Aesop's or Aesop's? Aesops?
Aesop's.
Aesop's. It's warning us not to assume things will go as planned before they actually happen. So, absolutely. Tommy just wrote 1932, actually. It's brother, can you spare a dime? Tommy, you're what I refer to as an ID 10T. Write that down, ID 10T, and see what it means, okay? If you're going to make a comment, make sure you write it correctly. How about the early bird catches the worm?
Okay.
Come on, nobody. How can you screw this up?
Self-explanatory.
That's it. This one you don't even have to really get involved in. It was first recorded though, which threw me off because I was like, who would say that like for the first thing in the morning? And it was the first time it was ever recorded was 1670, and it's a reminder to wake up early and seize the day. And I agree with that. All right. Now, who in their right mind would ever say this? Hey, Chris, go break a leg.
Kind of an actor thing, if you will, is I think where a lot of people use it. You're about to go on stage, whether you're a comedian, an actor, or whatever. That's where it's used for the most part.
But it means something totally different. So it confuses me because you're right, Chris. It's theatrical way of saying good luck with roots in the superstition, wishing someone well without tempting bad luck. But how aren't you tempting bad luck when you say break a leg?
No, because it's highly unlikely that it would happen. You know, you're not. Hey, put it this way: if you're going on a stage, I'll say break a leg. But if you're about to go ski a downhill race at like 90 miles an hour, I'm not going to say break a leg.
Yeah, but if you're gonna go on a stage and you're gonna go act, I'm gonna say, listen, my man, you got this. God bless, Godspeed. You got this. You didn't rehearse this all this time to fail. You got this. I'm gonna tell you something motivational, not hey, Chris, go break a leg. How does that make any sense to me? That one,
It's just a silly. It's a silly saying that is just adopted. How about this one? The walls have ears. I mean, serious? It's
Well, I'm not going to disagree with that. Sometimes when you're in a room and you're speaking and you're thinking no one can hear you, you got to be advised that the person in the next room might hear you. So if you're going to talk bad about them, make sure you're a villain and you go right up to them and let them know you're speaking bad about them. Don't turn around and whisper behind walls. You got an ish. Make sure you tell them the ish. So I could see that.
It doesn't make a lot. I bury the hatchet. Am I going to come over there and bury the hatchet? And
well,
a table.
I won't disagree with that one though either. Bury the hatchet means like, obviously, if I got such anger that I want to hatchet you and totally destroy you and I want you dead, then I can understand that quote of, you know what? I'm going to bury the hatchet. I'm going to be the better man. I'm going to be the better person. And I'm going to go up and I'm going to bury this goddamn hatchet and not put it in your head.
So listen to yourself. You agree that bury the hatchet is in what you synopsized it to because that's what everybody uses the term for. So that term, bury the hatchet, you know what you think the term is, let's put our differences behind us. But where does hatchet, bury, or any of that stuff come with it? It'd be more like, hey, let's put our differences behind us. Why do we have to have a saying for it? It's just what you've been told 1,000 times.
So for you to say that, where did it actually originate from, though? Let's figure out where it came from. Was it back in the war days? Was it back in civil times where they did go do these things? Hold on, I gotta walk up to my phone because people are writing stuff on Facebook. So
just keep in mind if you say that to somebody from another country, they're gonna think you are funny.
So wait a minute. Cece writes, and I don't know why she's doing it on Facebook, but she knows I gotta get up to look at it. She wrote, "Brother, can you spare a dime?" is an old thing, or old Bing Crosby song. Just an FYI. So, Tommy, in case you didn't know it, it's Bing Crosby's song. And the walls do have ears, means you can't talk shit about people because you never know who's listening. So, see? I don't know why Cece's not subscribed.
Actually, no, let me correct those. A lot of these terms have literal meanings. So, the walls have, talk shit about, that's what you perceive it as. But what or we perceive it as, don't talk shit because I'm going to hear about it. The walls have ears originated at the Louvre Palace in France because they believed to have a network of listening tubes so that people would so it'd be possible for people to hear everything that was said in different rooms. People said that this is how the Queen Damici discovered political secrets and plots. So the walls literally had ears because they put tubes in the walls so that they could hear what you were saying. So it's a lot of it's literal terms, and the literal term behind your cognitive, what you think bury the hatchet is, what bury the hatchet really is. During negotiations between the Puritans and the Native Americans, men would bury all of their weapons, making them inaccessible. So this term that, we made up a reason for it, is actual has literal meanings.
So
That's
are you saying we're actually using the bury the hatchet term incorrectly?
Yes, absolutely.
Huh.
It's just what we were perceived, to make it mean. It's kind of like, I've said this before, it's kind of like swear words, right? There's plenty of swear words out. Who made it? Was it, and I don't know, but did it come from the Bible? Did somebody say the word fuck is a swear? Or did we say?
That's pretty interesting. Hold on, stop right there. If you're going to use that word, first of all, Tommy's apologizing. He's busy watching the Dedham case with that girl there, whatever, that I don't even want to discuss, to be honest with you. But my professor stated to me that word means for unlawful common knowledge. And that was back in the Puritan days, where you would put people in stockades and put their heads through those things with their hands hanging out. And they used to put that word. So they decided to abbreviate it and put F period U period C period K. And that's where it came from unlawful common knowledge. I don't know how much truth is behind that, but that's what my professor used to say.
In what year?
I don't know. He said Puritan times. That's all I remember. Dude, I've been out of college since I was 19, 20 years old. You're talking 30 some odd years, bro.
Nice. All right. So two things on the, like I said, bury the hatchet. All our sayings would be nothing from somebody from another country. So, for example, I remember distinctly, I pulled over an Asian gentleman one time, gave me his license and registration, and his middle name was F-U-C-K. 100%. Okay. So the word fuck over there means totally different than it does here.
Oh, I know doctors name that.
Yeah. Well, in all of our sayings too. So that's what I'm saying. Our sayings don't really mean shit to other people. And the word fuck comes from the 16th century and is related to Germanic languages and sexual meanings as like to strike and to move back and forth.
Oh, I got a guy. Well, I don't even know if I could say it. He works for my company, but his name is spelled Sophhuck.
Yeah.
What does it spell?
So, I didn't get it all. S-O-P-H?
Nope. Sophhuck.
S-O-P-H-U-C-K.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to love calling him when he got me mad. Hey, Soph. So I got another one. Hit the nail on the head. This is exactly what you think it means. There is no other meaning to it. And guess what it means?
To be accurate, to get the job done.
It's just a carpentry term meaning to do or say something exactly right. That's it. Now, here's one that throws me off. Piece of cake. That was a piece of cake.
Yep. Which doesn't really mean tasty or good or dessert or anything. It means easy, basically.
Yep. It's an American phrase from the 1930s meaning something easy. That's exactly correct. Right? Now, those were my sayings. What do you got?
Well, I'm trying to pick out the juicier ones, but
juicier ones.
Well, I don't think you want to hear 50 of my fucking sayings, but what is it? Picture's worth 1,000 words, which is actually true. I'll give you. I like that one. I got your
I would think that would have no meaning to it because a picture is worth 1,000 words. You're looking at a picture a different way than I look at the picture. So it doesn't matter how we look at it. Our words are always going to be different in describing what it is.
Right, but my a picture's worth 1,000 words. Like, so say for example, I show you a picture of anything from a complicated painting to my house to my kids. So I show you a picture of my kids, right? That picture is worth 1,000 words because it would take me probably 1,000 words to describe like a picture of your entire family. Like how many words would it take for you to describe a picture of your entire family?
Oh God,
Yeah,
you know my family. My family's huge. I don't think our
Right.
conversation would ever end with my family. Oh shoot.
Right.
Before I forget, shout out to my cousin, Erica Fernandez. Happy birthday, mad love. You're a great person, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this day. Have fun. Forgot. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
But here's a dumb one. It's kind of dumb. Cool as a cucumber. Cry over spilled milk.
Hold on. Go to cool as a cucumber.
Yeah.
Why would someone say that though?
You're just calm and relaxed.
I know, but I like my cucumbers warm.
Do you like them like body temperature?
You can keep your stories to yourself, bro.
No,
if you have a personal inviting story, Chris, that you'd like to share with all of us, with you and a warm cucumber, I think people would love to hear it.
I'm sorry, bro. You're the one who just said you like your cucumber more.
Because you know why, Chris? Because unlike you, I brush my teeth nonstop and my teeth are very sensitive. So I don't like hot food or hot salads or anything. So to me, I like or cold. I like things nice in room temperature.
You can't back out of that one, brother.
There's nothing to bag out.
Nice. Actually, maybe you could back. You like when you back into it?
Yeah, Chris is starting another podcast now. And you got to bring that word in with a cucumber. What's up, Chris? Something you got to tell me?
No, sorry, bro. I do not like cucumbers. I don't like cucumbers, and I don't eat corn on the cob the long way. I thought that was very interesting when you did that at a barbecue.
Hey, just because you don't like it doesn't mean you don't have skills for it. I never.
Whatever. It's not rocket science. That's whatever. Let's see. Lose your marbles. You hear this one a lot. Make a long story short.
I never get that one. How do you make a long story short?
Well, they're trying to explain something kind of a little bit complicated to you, and they're just trying to abbreviate it as much as possible because in reality, they could probably talk about it for a long time. Try to explain, a relationship with somebody. You can't explain that in, briefly, but you got to try because no one's going to want to listen to you for 20 minutes. How about rain, cats, and dogs?
Okay. So here's one that I was always interested in because people use it about me. They always say, Jesus, you're talking to Felipe. He's got more stories than Walt Disney. Then the next thing you know, they stop and go, the scary part is they're all true. So I always laughed about that when people say you got more stories than Walt Disney. But so listen. So once again, we kind of wanted to switch up the script today. We kind of just wanted to chill out and just get on the podcast. But next week we're going to be setting up for something that me and Chris are going to be discussing. We've been watching a lot of these things and situations that have been occurring. Me and Chris had a little conversation about it. And today I kind of just wanted to relax and not do really anything and just talk about something silly. Just to get people's mindsets off things, and not take things literally these days. But one of the things that I want to definitely focus on is because now it's affecting people that are surrounding us. I just received a call probably about 15 minutes about a kid just getting jumped and beat up by 4 individuals. And also person that I know individually, last year's daughter got jumped last week. I mean, by a group of girls and stuff. So I'm going to touch something that's very dear to my heart, and that's bullying. And I've been, what can I say? Sometimes it chokes me up, but I was bullied very, very much. And it wasn't that I was bullied because of my race or because anything like that. I was just bullied. I was just in a community that every young kid got bullied and picked on. I just tended to catch more beatings at a younger age because I was bigger for my size. But we got to discuss that next week, and I'm sure Chris wanted to say something. So before I end it with my ending stuff, there, Chris, what do you think about next week talking about that?
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll talk about it.
I don't
And,
know. I don't know if you were bullied when you were younger, but I went through a transitional part where I had a stuttering problem. I spoke another language. So I had to deal with the different diversity of the community and different things that happened. But yeah, I think we should discuss that next week and maybe actually open that podcast up that kids could also watch it. So we would definitely clean up the languages and stuff, and maybe we could say something because we both know I wrote a book on my life about what made me who I was. And I wrote a short story about it, and it means a lot to me. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, I want to give some condolences to a family in Franklin here where I live. They were the other day. They were hit by a drunk driver on a side street, which is I don't know how people drive like this. But 21. So two families' lives ruined. 21-year-old kid hit a family, mother, daughter. My wife has the one of the 8th grader in her class. The 5-year-old daughter was killed at the scene.
Oh,
The mother has brain damage. The daughter, the 8th grader, as well, is kind of messed up in intensive care. So the father walked away probably because they hit they people in the car. But mother, 8th grader, life flighted, 5-year-old dead on scene. And that's freaking just unfucking believable. And then, not that we, feel too bad for the kid, but we got to feel somewhat bad for the 21-year-old who was stupid and fucking ruined his life by, drinking and driving and probably friggin' speeding as well on top of it all. So, you get two families' lives ruined.
my condolences to them and my prayers to the survivors. And sad to hear things like that every day. And I wanted to end it on a positive note, but that really my condolences. So before we end, I just wanted to discuss these sayings remind us that wisdom and humor have been passed down for generations, and they often carry a positive message worth sharing. Now, I want to take a moment to reflect. Life is truly a gift, something we should cherish every single day. As Chris just pointed out, of a situation that just occurred. And I hope before any of this happened, they had a blessed day before they lost their lives with this. And that's one of the biggest things that I would love to point out and say again. Something we should cherish every single day. Each morning is a new blessing, a new chance to love, to forgive, and to grow. Let's not spend our days in anger or bitterness, but enjoying gratitude. Thank God for what you have and trust that He will provide what you need in His perfect timing. Remember, life isn't just about the big moments, it's about appreciating the small blessings that fill our hearts with happiness. In all things, let's praise the Lord Jesus Christ for His unending mercy, His grace that sustains us, and His love that never fails. He is the reason we found hope and purpose, even in difficult times. So, took me a minute to write that because it really means a lot to me, and I wanted to speak from my heart. As we come to an end of today's episode, I want to send the heartfelt blessings to each of you, every one of you. Mad love and respect. To those who are sick, hurting, or just feeling alone, know that you are not forgotten. You are loved, you are valued, and God loves and surrounds you. Anything from you, Chris?
No, that can open up a huge topic in my mind. Other than, when you, if you have a friend who you think there's something going on and they say there's not, trust me, there is. And when that friend says he's okay, he's not. And if you call him for like 3 weeks, afterwards, and you think that's enough, it's not. It doesn't go away in 3 weeks. It doesn't go away in 3 months. A lot of people, I've had a lot of people kill themselves in my line of work. And a lot of people are like, oh, if I've only known, oh, if I only known.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. If you're a little bit close to the person, you knew. I don't mean to be mean, but being there, you knew something was wrong. You just, addressed it for a day, a week, a month, and then moved on. But it doesn't get over anytime soon.
No.
So keep it up and keep contact with people who are hurting.
No, definitely. And I also want to just end it. May his peace fill your hearts, his healing touch be upon you, and his grace uplift your spirits. If you're passing through a tough time, hold on to hope. Brighter days are coming, and you are never alone. Thank you for listening today on Security Tales. Remember, life is a precious gift. Cherish each moment, walk in faith, and always know that you are loved beyond measure. Until next time, may God bless you abundantly. Walk in his love and grace. Amen. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Stay tuned for next week. We will go back to serious conversation today. As stated, I kind of just wanted to chill. Chris was a little thrown off by it. And also, Chris, let's see if we can work on fixing this goddamn, since you're obviously going to be doing it from home, that we get through the technical issues from last time and then this time, because I'm sure everyone enjoys when I'm yelling at you and they can hear you talking your non-verbalized communication, non-skilled.
Mm-hmm. I'll just leave that alone. I just hope that tomorrow's everybody's day is better than today.
Well, today's awesome. I woke up and my both feet are on the ground, so I praise it. Listen, everyone, thank you so much for joining us on FaceTime. Ciao for now. All right. Thank you, everyone. Tommy, always a pleasure. Tommy, next time, let's see if we can get you on, because we never get you on the Zoom, fool. Let's get you on it.